Hey guys, welcome to the Photobooth Supply Co. YouTube page. My name is Catalina and I'm the owner of Modern Photobooth Company. Today we're in my studio and I am going to be doing a product review of the DNP Wireless Connect Module and the DNP QW410 printer. So if you've ever been interested about air printing with your Salsa booth, then stay tuned because this video is for you. So our friends over at DNP actually sent me this dongle as well as this printer to do a review and see how well I liked it in terms of air printing. Now I was a little skeptical because I actually don't like air printing from my digital booths because they're digital booths, but traditionally, it's been kind of complicated. So in the past, we have done a couple of times where we've actually had to print from our Salsa booth, and what we ended up doing was having a Surface Pro tablet that was connected to a printer, running like Dropbox, hot folder prints. I can link you to that video if you want, because I did do a short video on how we did that, but it was a little bit cumbersome, and obviously you don't have the same selections, like you can't pick how many prints you want to do. It's just automatically printing every single time. So when DNP sent me this, I was a little skeptical about the modules and these dongles. I've heard a lot about them. Now there's a couple that come to mind. There is the Aircon V, which is actually made by an international supplier. Then there is the more preferred Aircast Pro, which is more widely used by Photobooth owners. And again, I haven't used that one either, but the DNP Connect module is actually made by Aircast Pro, which is really great. And the main difference is that this one actually comes preloaded with all of the DNP printer settings. So you don't have to worry about doing any of those things with this one. So when you open the box, you're gonna see these instructions and you are going to throw them away. Okay, because otherwise you are going to pull your hair out because those instructions are meant to connect your cell phone, and for people maybe printing at home, it is not meant for photo booth owners. I have already mentioned this to DNP to please stop sending those out when you're sending these out for commercial use. You are going to want to go to their actual manual, which I am going to link below for you, and follow those steps. It's quite easy to connect, but please follow those ones and not the ones that come in the box. Now in the box, you are going to also get your module, which is this, and it's this tiny little box that has a couple of connections in the back and then in the front as well. So you get that. You're going to get a power cable, so you do need to have an extra plug available. Make sure you bring a power bar to your event if you are going to be printing. And then you get a mini printer cable. This is just a regular printer cable. It's just a little bit shorter. So you're just going to connect the USB to the back of your DNP dongle and then connect this part to the back of the printer. And then we are going to connect this to, this is the power cable to the back of the module, and then I'll plug this in below. This is the DNP QW410 printer, and this is a great printer if you are a photo booth owner for many reasons. It is super compact. As you can see, it's about 1 foot, it's a 1 foot cube. It's a little bit larger than 1 foot, but it's a nice little cube, and it actually weighs just under 13 pounds, so it's quite light and easy to transport, unlike some of the traditional printers from back in the day, like the 620 and the DS40, which is now retired, but those ones are pretty damn heavy. So this is just such a cute little printer, so I'm excited to try this one out and see how well it does as an air print printer for the Salsa booth. A couple of specs on this is that it actually prints 4-inch rolls of paper. So again, the DS620 and the DS40 used to print 6-inch paper. So I'll show you a comparison of the two. This is a 6-inch roll from the DNP 620A, and this is a 4-inch roll from the QW410, so significantly smaller. You also only get 150 prints in this roll, whereas this one comes with 400. So one thing to be aware is that you will be changing paper a lot faster, and that's because it's now printing only 4 inches wide, and then it prints 6 inches long, whereas this one printed 6 inches wide and only 4 inches long. The other cool thing though about this paper is that you have various printer size that you can select from. So you can do your 4x6, you can do a really cool 4x4 square, or a 4.5 by 4.5 if you buy different media. So they have 4-inch media, and then they also have 4.5-inch media. So that's great because you have a variety. You can also even do a 4.5 by 8-inch kind of panoramic print if you really want to. But I'm really excited about the 4x4 because with our Salsa booth, we generally tend to use a square crop ratio, and we were never really able to print that. So our other printers only do a 6x6, and that's quite a large print. So I really like the idea of doing a 4x4 print. A few more specs on this printer. It actually has a print speed of 19 seconds for a 4x6 print. It prints in 300 DPI, and it is a dye sublimation printer, so you're still going to get the same great resolution in your prints and the durability in them as well. And what's really nice about this one is that it's an energy efficient printer, and it has this cool feature that they just put into it that actually will flatten your image when it prints. So if you are a veteran photo booth owner, you know that when you get towards the end of the roll, you end up with these like half curled prints that you're trying to give out to your customers. And it's a little awkward because you really want to give them a flat print and not like a concave one. So I really like that idea, actually. I didn't know that that was something that any printer actually had, but the idea of flattening the image before it actually goes to the client is really nice. I'm going to walk you guys through how to connect the Salsa Photo Booth to an AirPrint dongle, in this case a DNP Wireless Connect Module. Now, one thing I just read in the manual is that you actually don't need to have the power adapter for the dongle if you are using the QW410. So there's actually another cable that comes in, which is a USB to micro USB. And so you can actually connect this to your printer and it will power the dongle for you. So it actually saves you a plug, which is really cool. I'm now going to connect the dongle to the Salsa booth, and in this case I've exited out of Salsa at the moment, and I'm just going to go into my settings. Now I want to connect the Salsa to the DNP Wireless Connect Module's wireless connection. So it actually creates its own network, and that's how we're going to make it talk. So you just go to your Wi-Fi, and then we are going to find the one that says wireless, DNP Wireless Connect, and we are going to connect to that one. And in the instructions it actually tells you what the password is. Oh no, this one didn't need a password, so we're good. Okay, so now that we're connected, we are going to open a browser window and we are going to go to the IP address for the dongle. Again, this is all in the instructions linked below, so make sure that you follow those. All right, so it's now going to load and you'll see we're in the DNP page, so it's now connected to the dongle, so this is great. And you'll see that it didn't ask me for a login, so if you have to log in, then you'll get all the passwords and stuff for the login, but I've already connected this booth because I wanted to make sure this actually worked. So you'll see that it's already recognizing the printer, so we have the printer right here, and you have the ability in here to actually make some changes. So if you hit edit, you can edit the print size that you want. So in this case, you can do the print size, and then that'll give you the options over here. So 4x6, 4x4, 4x2, like all of these different options are actually available. So I'm going to hit finish. And one of the things that I will note on here is that while you can connect directly to the printer module itself, that means that the printer module needs to be really close to your Salsa booth because the connection is not very strong. So it is actually recommended that you connect to a Wi-Fi network. Now you can bring a hotspot if you'd like, and if you have a hotspot that allows you to do Ethernet connection, you can actually hardwire, like connect your Ethernet cable directly to the dongle so that you have the strongest signal possible. So I do actually have one of those. I might try that out whenever events decide to come back, but right now we don't have any events. All right, so I am going to switch this over to the Wi-Fi, and to do that, we're just going to go here. It's going to ask me for what available networks we have. I am going to connect to my modern network. I don't know the password, so we're just going to fast forward this part. Once you have your dongle connected, like I said, switch it over to the Wi-Fi network, because the other option that this is going to give you is the ability to share. So if you are connected directly to the internal dongle Wi-Fi, you will not be able to use the sharing features of your Salsa app. However, if you connect to Wi-Fi, then you are going to be able to share as well as print from the Salsa app. Now, in order to configure this within the Salsa, you are going to go to your event settings, and you're going to hit down here into AirPrint. Now it's actually you're going to enable AirPrint, and if you want, you can enable the AirPrint button so that it gives people the option of how many prints to do, or you can enable to auto print. There's also a bunch of other settings, whether or not you want to set maximum prints, like you can only print 2 at a time or anything like that. So the default printer, if you click on that, it's going to show up all of the AirPrint printers that you have. So this is the one that we want to use, the QW410. So that's great that it's recognizing it. And then here we can tell it how many prints we want it to auto print and all that. So that's really it. That's all you need to do in order to enable your AirPrint. So I am just going to go into sharing and make sure that we have everything there on. Okay, great. So let's start this event. Tap to start. You guys are going to take a picture with me. You get to see there's my camera, there's my light. All right, so this is the template that I chose. It is a 4x6 template, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit print, and we want 1 copy. So now we're gonna go print and see how long it takes. So you can also share, I mean, maybe let's say I'm gonna text it to myself, and sorry, I'm not giving my phone number. So I'm gonna text it to myself and it's still sending to print. So one thing I did notice, that with the AirPrint, it takes almost a solid minute with the QW410 in order for it to actually produce the print. So that is quite a long time to wait. However, it is simple. So that actually took less this time. There was a firmware update, so I'm wondering if that is what caused the print to print a little bit quicker, but you can hear it printing just below me. And let me see if I can fix the camera so you can see this. All right, so you can see it's actually printing right now, and it sucks it back in and then it'll put it out, and now it's actually done. So this is our final print. And let's take a look at this quality. I'm gonna get real close here. Let's see. I'm gonna actually turn this around so that we get a real good look at this print. All right, so here is our print. Let's get this in focus. So here is our print. I had a black background, so you can see the blacks are really nice on this print. The skin color is good. The colors are really nice. And the total print time was actually about 35, maybe 40 seconds. I'll have to time it again, but significantly better than the first time I tried it. So I'm really happy with this, actually. I will do like a digital zoom in of this and maybe a little better pan so you guys can actually see the quality. But now let's try out some of the other printers. After having tested these 3 printers, I'm really happy with the quality and the speed of air printing from the Salsa Booth, which I'm shocked at because I was really against printing from my Salsa Booth, even though I know it can be done. But I will definitely be incorporating this into our events going forward and printing from our Salsa Booth and any other iPad booth that we have, just because it is so easy with this dongle. So overall, these printers kind of came in at around the same. These 2 came in at 45 seconds to print from the time we hit print from the booth to the time that the print actually came out. So AirPrint generally just isn't a quick way of printing, and I don't think that we're gonna get to that 20 seconds that we're used to from being directly plugged into a laptop for a while. I mean, the technology is getting better, but it's going to be a while before we see really quick AirPrint printing. But in terms of quality, the quality is pretty much identical on all of these printers. You know, the colors are a little bit different. That's with the ICC profiles, and that you can find all that information on the DNP website. But overall, I'm really happy with how the DNP dongle actually performed as an AirPrint printer. Dongle. As an AirPrint printer dongle. Now, what about the QW410? I actually love this printer. I thought I was going to have I thought I was going to find some stuff wrong with it just because like it's so small and the printer paper is like small as well. But I actually love how compact it is because the last thing you want is a big kit when you're going to events. And the fact that it has 150 prints actually isn't that bad. Like there's a lot of events that we go to that we only do like 100 prints. And then there's some where we do like 300 to 400, and that's okay. We just need to be prepared to switch out paper. But overall, this one only took 50 seconds to print. So while it is 5 seconds more, I don't really think that that's really a bad thing for it because it is so compact, so portable, so cute. And overall, you know, it also has the added benefit of printing out those 4x4 prints. So I think those are really cool. These printers can do other paper sizes like 6x8 and 5x7, but for an iPad booth, that is not ideal. That is not like the resolution on iPads just is not there yet to do the larger prints. So 2x6, 4x6, and 4x4 are going to be ideal sizes for printing from your Salsa booth. So make sure that if you are looking to print 4x6, that you consider the QW410. And if you already have either of these printers, then continue using these because they really are great printers. Overall, though, this is supposed to be a review of the QW410, so I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. I will definitely be using this at events when they come back because it is super compact. When we have our attendants that go out, I don't want their kits to be really large, so the Salsa booth is already nice and compact. I want something that's gonna complement that. And this is something that you can easily put on a side table. Just make sure that you bring some paper. And again, like the printing is really easy. So the Wireless Connect module is another big winner for me. I am really impressed with how easy it was to use and how quickly it actually does connect with everything. Now, overall, the price for this is $149, which is really great because the Aircast Pro, which also makes the DNP one, is actually $349. So that is a huge savings. And this one's already optimized for DNP printers, meaning that the drivers and the ICC, which is the color settings, are already pre-programmed into the dongle. So you don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. So this to me is a big winner for Salsa Booth printing or iPad air printing. I'm, like I said, giving it 2 thumbs up. Definitely would recommend this kit if you're adding it to your Salsa booth or to any iPad booth printing. I hope you found the information in this video to be useful. If you did, please hit subscribe and like. And thank you again to DNP for sending us the DNP Wireless Connect Module and the super cute printer to test out. I'm really impressed with this product. And again, if there's anything that you guys would like me to test out, put it in the comments below, or just let me know what you thought of this video. I love reading the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time.